Cheese in the Trap by Moonbyul. Excited! Finally, she's out with a new one. As you know, I'm a Mamamoo. Let's get to it. Locker? High school? Wait, okay. Okay. All right. Um, the I read one article about this, and it described the song as a sweet pop type of music and of song, and the article is not wrong. It is meant to be, you know, preppy and happy and bouncy and light. But if you actually listen, if you bother to listen to the message of the music of the song, it's actually pretty intelligent. Um, this issue of cheese being in the trap, I think she's packaging it as a love issue, that the lure of love is like going for a cheese in the trap, because you know that there's pain, there's misery in there, but you want it, and so you brave the danger of getting caught, of actually dying if you're a rat, just as so you could get to that cheese. But in fact, this actually represents a whole lot of other issue, not just love. We are all we're all going after something, whether it be ambition or attention or fame. It's all of these ambitions and all of these goals and objectives is a cheese. It's like the cheese in the trap. There's a lot more mystery that you could get yourself into, as you in your quest to drive, in your quest to get that cheese. But many of us are blinded by all of those consequences just because we wanted the cheese. And there is nothing more stronger in that. There's nothing more. There is no other place or time in our life where it is more pronounced than when we are in high school. There's a lot of things we want when we're young, and we're not really thinking about we're not really aware of the consequences, and we still just go for it, despite all the consequences and the pain that we could experience. And it's very intelligent of her to have positioned the song, to have located to have put the music and music video in a school, because that's where it is most needed, in terms of messaging. It's the young people that need to hear it more than anybody else. The things that we're going for when we're young, the things that you young people are going for, most of the time it's just a trap. It's a trap to a lot of misery, a lot of pain, all for the quest of getting to that cheese. Very, very intelligent. And it's even more intelligent that she decided to make the beat so light and the melody so preppy, to make the song more palatable and to make the message more palatable. And I have always thought that she has always been an intelligent songwriter, an intelligent musician, and way, way more intelligent for a lot of K-pop fans. And this is just an example of how intelligent she is as a musician. I think the first, so the second verse I think is very different from the first verse in terms of the instruments in the beat. The music is different in the second verse, I think. It's just because the first, the opening is very light and very easy to hear. So da da da, so very monotone to a certain degree. Not monotone, but it's simple. The melody is simple, the instruments and the music is simple. And then she goes into the chorus and then goes into the refrain, and it's much more complicated. So this is now leading into the second verse. Right? It's different. This is louder than the first verse. And then her melody has changed. It's faster, there's more, she's saying much more in here. It's a higher pitch. Nice. Um, so aside from, I think the second verse, the second verse is a lot faster. It has a higher pitch and there's a lot more complications in the music. And then her melody is different as well. So that shows you just how different she is as a songwriter. She doesn't settle for, she could have made the first verse and the second verse the same, totally the same, but she decided not to go for that. So that's you know, a much more complicated, much more complex way of writing, and it adds to the actual build up of the story. So she started talking about how beautiful and how enticing the cheese is, and then she transitioned into talking about just how so I'm talking about the narrative, the progression of the narrative of the song. So from just talking about the cheese being so attractive and wanting to go for that, she started talking about the different complications that getting into the cheese would require. All the pains, you know, all the different trickery that you will experience, to get to that cheese, for you to have that cheese. And then she's transitioning into, you know what, don't forget about all the tricks that you're trying to pull just to get to that cheese. If you want it, just go for it. And so she's shedding all the high school, sweet look, innocent image, and she's just saying, I'm just gonna go for this, just go for the cheese. And damn the consequences, just go for it if that's what you want. I did not expect this, actually. I did not expect the direction where she went. I thought in the end she was going to talk about something tragic. Maybe she still will. But then her direction is to go for, okay, now you know the consequences of going for that cheese. You know that it could harm you. You know that it's not always pleasant. You're going to be trapped in it. But if you're gonna go for that, go for it under your own terms. Be yourself and don't pretend. Don't trick people. Don't trick anything. Don't use any trick to get to it. Just be yourself. Okay. So interesting. So I think in the end, it was her turning the tables. Instead of allowing yourself to be the mouse, the rat that gets caught in the trap, play the game so as to be the trap. So that whatever it is that you're going for, whether it's love or ambition or whatever, they become trapped in you instead of you getting trapped. I don't know if I interpreted that right, but that's how I interpreted it. And as I've said, I think she's always been an underrated singer, an underrated songwriter, an underrated musician. I like that she placed herself in a high school situation, but she didn't force herself to be a high schooler. It was very obvious that she was talking about an experience outside of herself, that she's reflecting on it rather than being in it. I don't know if that makes sense, but that was nice. That was a nice touch. It was an older person, much more wise, who's already been through that, talking about this specific stage in somebody's life rather than pretending to be in that. So that makes it more palatable and now makes sense to me why she made the song bubbly and preppy and so young sounding. Yeah, I think she deserves. I don't know if she has actually won a solo number one in any of the music shows, but she certainly deserves it. She is a great songwriter. She's a very, very intelligent songwriter, and we need more of Moonbyul. We need more Moonbyul, and we need more Moonbyul.